Dr. Maria Montessori, a child goes through certain sensitive periods in every plane of development during which he or she has a special sensibility for acquiring certain traits or skills. Once the trait or skill is acquired, the sensibility disappears. During these periods, you will see the child repeatedly performing certain actions for no apparent reason with great pleasure. It can easily be noticed by just observing the child. So why is knowledge about sensitive periods important? When a child is going through a sensitive period and is put in an environment that lacks stimulation or is obstructed from performing actions that will satisfy the need of the moment, he or she will exhibit deviations in personality. Sensitive periods are not just important for proper psychic development, but it is also a period of deep learning. They learn everything they have to during each of these periods. Once a sensitive period passes by, the child will never be able to acquire the skill with the same ease. He or she might still acquire the skill, but will have to put in a lot more effort, and it will never be a satisfying and happy experience as it would have been during the sensitive period. When a child is going through a sensitive period for acquiring a certain skill, he or she will show very less interest in other activities and materials, making us worry about if they will ever learn those other skills. Generally, once the sensitive period is over, the child returns to find other objects and skills to develop and will move on by himself or herself. So we shouldn't be deviating a child from what he or she is intrinsically driven to learn in order to make him or her learn everything else, because this might lead to frustration to the child and undesirable behavior might pop up. This is one of the major reasons for tantrums in toddlers, or what we call the terrible twos. If the child is not given opportunities to accomplish mastering a skill, he or she will be deeply disturbed. So now we'll look at the 6 major sensitive periods that occur during the first 6 years of life and discuss how we can support a child during each phase. The sensitive period for order is one of the first to occur, and it starts right from the first month of life. The child is born with a love for order. It will help the child to easily make sense of the world around him or her. Young children are easily disturbed by the lack of order in the environment, like exposure to unfamiliar people and places. Now, by order, we do not just mean a neat and tidy environment. It is more like a need for consistency and stability in the environment. Frequent traveling and changes in routines will greatly disturb the child's inner need for order and affect proper intellectual development. At around 1.5 years, this need for order becomes very evident, because at this stage, the child is aware of the surroundings and can move objects from one place to another. You'll see that the child will take all efforts to put back something that is out of place. As the child grows older, this striving for order fades away. The sensitive period for language begins from birth and continues until about the age of 6. By this age, the child has learned basic sentence patterns and the basic structure of at least one language without much effort from the side of the adult. The child continues to attain more complex patterns of the language as he grows. He or she has the ability to learn even up to 6 languages in the first 6 years of life. In a multilingual household, the child can assimilate all the languages at once, provided each person in the house sticks to a particular language. At our home, initially my husband spoke to Arman in English and me in my mother tongue. Till about 2.5 years, Arman mainly spoke in our mother tongue, but after that he switched to English as he found it easier and more commonly used. So both of us decided to speak to him in our mother tongue only, as everyone else he knew was using English, and he can pretty much construct moderately complex sentences in the language. So in order for him to learn our mother tongue, we thought it would be better if we used only that at home. If for any reason a child is not exposed to language during the sensitive period, he or she will be irrevocably damaged. Depending on the degree of deprivation, he or she will suffer limitations in intellectual growth that can never be totally compensated. I am not talking about kids who are late to speak, but about those who are not given any language stimuli during their early childhood, spending most of the time in isolation. It is very important for adults to converse with the children throughout this period, continually enriching their language and giving them opportunities to learn new words. To talk, a child has to first listen. Do not hesitate in using big words with your child at this point because they love to learn them. Speak to them in clear language and try to avoid baby talk. Read to them and sing with them. Listen to them and let them speak instead of you guessing what they are about to say when they are thinking of the right words to use. Ask them questions that prompt them to reply in full sentences rather than a yes or no. From birth, a child starts to experience a need for movement and without any guidance from the adult, learns to roll over, crawl, stand up and then walk. Movement is a key component of learning to the child, which is why Montessori emphasized a lot on hands-on learning. A child has to move in order to learn. The child will not develop fully if he or she is immobilized by sedentary activities like spending a lot of time in front of the screen, being swaddle wrapped all the time during infancy, or by spending a lot of time on a stroller. From about 1 year, the child goes through an intense sensitive period for walking. The age can vary from child to child, of course, but once it occurs, you'll see them walking just for the sake of it, unlike adults who walk to get from one place to another, because they have the need to practice and perfect it. Restricting them from moving around at this age will cause them to throw tantrums, giving a tough time to the adults as well. You can support their movement at every stage by giving them opportunities to achieve their developmental milestones. For instance, keeping things at a distance so that they can reach out for it and roll over, and later crawl and come to get it, letting them hold on to low tables to pull up and stand, and also walk by holding them, letting them go up and down the stairs, taking them outdoors for a walk, giving them things to pull along as they walk, letting them climb onto different structures, etc. Support fine motor development by making available objects that they can work on using their little fingers. Children during this phase try and put in their maximum effort in doing things. You'll see them utilize all their energy in simply moving heavy furniture or carrying or pushing something from one place to another. Give them opportunities to practice and fulfill all these needs. Try to avoid clothes and footwears that restrict movement. Haven't you seen infants and young toddlers take everything to their mouth while playing? They are not just tasting. They are trying to perceive the objects around them using different senses like sight, touch, hearing, smell, and taste. It has been proven that children learn better when multiple senses are involved at the same time in the process, which is why the Montessori method focuses on multisensory learning. The child from a very early age learns to make selected responses to sense stimuli. He does not respond to every sound that he hears, but only what he wants to. This ability is inbuilt in humans in order to avoid overstimulation. The child is in the process of refining his or her senses and discriminating them. From birth to around 2.5 to 3 years, the child has an intense need to explore the things around him or her using the senses. Taking him or her for a nature walk is the best thing you can do at this stage. Let your child walk barefoot when and where possible, giving him or her the feeling of the warmth and coolness of sand, water, mud, grass, and everything else. Let them take in the smell of freshly blooming flowers and the soil after the first rain. Let them wonder at the different colors of the sky during the day and night. Put away minor hygiene concerns and let them be free. They are not going to get this age back. You can arrange sensorial activities at home as well, like water play, rice and cornflower bins, etc. At around 2.5 years, the child starts to go through a sensitive period for classifying different sensorial experiences. He or she learns to identify hard and soft, long and short, dark and light, loud and soft, light and heavy, etc. Recognition of spatial relationships is developed during this stage. That is, the child can now compare and arrange things from longest to shortest, or arrange them in a line, or maybe stack things one on top of each other from largest to smallest. This can also be considered the sensitive period for mathematics, as these concepts build the foundation for all the mathematical operations that they will perform later. The Montessori method supports this stage of the child's development using the sensorial materials that help in improving the child's ability to discriminate using senses. You can support this stage at home by giving them activities for sorting and grading according to color, size, texture, weight, smell, sound, etc. I have done a video on a few sensorial activities you can do at home with your child. I also have many sensorial activities in my Montessori shelf series. I'll link them down in the description box. This stage will continue to roughly about 6 years. Many of you might have noticed your little ones being fascinated by tiny objects like insects, stones, pebbles, grass, etc. They spend a long while looking at them and holding, twisting and turning them. Between the ages of 1 and 4, the child goes through a sensitive period for small objects, and it is this interest that naturally fosters a child's fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination. In order to support this stage of a child's development, you can have small objects in their shells which are safe to handle. Let them twist and turn a bottle cap. Set up sensory play with small objects hidden in a rice bin or in water. Set up transferring activities with small objects using spoons, tongs, tweezers, etc., which will greatly help in strengthening the child's pincer grasp. You can make use of this sensitive period in a variety of ways to develop many other skills. As adults, we need to have the patience to encourage them to explore these little things. Also, we have to always keep an eye on them and stop them from putting these in their mouths. That doesn't mean we shouldn't let them play with them. It is their need and they have to do it. Always watch your child when they are playing with tiny objects. Somewhere between 2.5 to 3 years old, children become aware that they are part of a social group. Once they realize this, they begin to cooperate with others. There are different stages of cooperation depending on how children play with each other. We'll talk about that later. Before this age, there is no point in asking a child to share their toys with others or play along with a group. Once this sensitive period starts, there is a sense of cohesion which comes about spontaneously without any instruction. Children will themselves adapt their behavior and make adjustments in order to fit into a group. First, friendships are formed during this sensitive period. Children will also take interest in grace and courtesy during this period. As adults, we must try our best to model the best social behavior. You'll see that children find happiness in greeting someone or thanking or apologizing at this stage. They tend to learn all manners and gestures that are to be adapted when in a group and also the customs of their cultures. So these are the 6 major sensitive periods that a child goes through from birth to 6 years. There are also other sensitive periods like sensitive period for toilet training, which is from 12 to 18 months, during which the child will show an interest in using toilet and show discomfort in using diapers. There is also sensitive period for emotional intelligence. Identifying these periods can greatly help in preparing the environment to satisfy the child's needs and allowing the child to repeat an action as much as he or she needs. It will also greatly help in identifying the cause of tantrums and reducing their occurrences. These are windows of opportunities for a child, as Montessori rightly called them. Let them take in as much as they can during these periods, and that will pave the foundation for all their later learning. I hope you all liked today's video, and if you did, please click the like button and share it with your friends and family. And if you're new here, do subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.